should completely overhaul the disciplinary committee. Not just the disciplinary committee, but they should also overhaul the appeal committee. These are the two areas that we are having this sort of problem. And if we get very competent people there, I think maybe this sort of thing it might be arrested somehow. So that was the first thing I said. I said, what has happened tells us the state of the FA itself. And it is quite disturbing. You know, it tells you there's definitely something wrong at the FA. Because all these things should have been sorted out before even they come out to launch the league. And if those things have not been put right, then it's very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I think we'll have to take a second look at the FA again. I really don't. You see, at times I get a bit surprised. Well, I know Kwesi to be a very competent person. So what really is going on there, I don't understand. Kwesi was my next in command when I was at the FA, and he was a very competent person. So these sort of things, I personally don't know what is happening. There might be other things maybe I'm not aware. But I believe strongly that if Kwesi sits up, this thing should be straightened.
All right, so that's former chairman of the Ghana Football Association, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. Now, we've also been speaking to some club executives, and deputy spokesperson for Mediema Sporting Club, Patrick Akoto, described the current state of the game as simply unpalatable.
Listen, this heart-wrenching drama is becoming unpalatable for everybody. And I think that we are extremely disappointed, we are frustrated, and we find ourselves in a very pragmatic situation. I mean, at the point that we had thought that everything has been smooth sailing, we were on the verge or on the cusp of starting the league. Yet again, another injunction. It is not a funny situation anymore. Especially, we have been disappointed largely because, look, we have put in a lot of investment, we have put in a lot of work, bills are piling up. The players appear to be in a very well-conditioned mood for our opening game against Kerala United, and once again, that has been nipped out. And it is not a funny situation anymore, and whoever is responsible for ensuring that we get our league running should be up and doing, because the way things are going, it is not funny anymore. Absolutely not funny anymore.
All right, but when asked if the club should not be blamed for the current situation due to their poor record keeping on the eligibility or otherwise of players, this is what the deputy Mediema scribe had to say.
Listen, this heart-wrenching drama is, look, it's a shared responsibility. And is it not very funny? All the reasons or the examples that you are deducing, I mean, it's not in specific reference to you, but in this age and era, we still talk about unqualified players. Really, that the GFA has a responsibility to ensure that their system ensures that when there's an unqualified player, they are able to identify it. We need to eradicate this canker of people always snooping around, lurking around the FA, looking for information on players who are unqualified, looking for team players who have not paid fine. It's a whole cabal, and this cabal must be terminated, absolutely terminated, because this age and era where people are still chasing points from the boardroom because of an unqualified player, it's unmeritorious, and I think that there should be a way that the FA should be able to deal with it. The FA must take responsibility. Look, when we play in an African inter-club competition, CAF knows that the clubs are aware. They have a responsibility to ensure that players who are unqualified do not play. Yet, when emails are sent, they mention the names of the players. So, pretty much completely, the match coordinator mentioned the name of the players as player A, player B are ineligible to play. So there should be a way where the Ghana Federation system is able to quickly identify players who are not available or who are not deemed fit to play, so that no club whatsoever will have the impetus to go looking for boardroom points, putting everybody in a state of stupidity as well ourselves.
All right, so you see how passionate that spokesperson for Mediema is speaking, Patrick Akoto, there for you. So it tells you how passionate everybody is about the commencement of the league, which has been postponed once again. Now, let's go on the lines and speak to the Vice Chairman of GALCA, Alex Akome, on the postponement of the league once again. And thanks very much for your time here on Love FM. Now, first of all, former GFA boss, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, says the adjudicating bodies of the FA should be overhauled because they have brought us where we are now. Do you agree, Alex?
Thank you. It's very difficult to and blame someone at the moment. Very difficult, you know. So I believe that it's very frustrating, though 7 months after ending the league last year, we still having kick-off. We all thought this weekend at least we are going to enjoy local football, but unfortunately Olympics came back with another nation. And moment is frustrating. As a club member, personally, and as a vice chairman, talking to our colleagues on the other side, they believe that it's very frustrating and something must be done about it. But that was the question. It's totally frustrating, and I know that the emergency committee's meeting this afternoon to talk about it. They know that it's frustrating. That's why they are meeting urgently to see the way forward. But at the appropriate time, I believe that myself and our other colleagues will come out and see how this will go. I don't want to sound personal and attack someone. On the whole, it's unbelievable because looking at ourselves from the president to whoever, Gaga president, to every club member to the regional level, second division, we all know things are not doing well, and it's frustrating, Dela.
Now, there's been calls for a novelty league because there is no way we can complete our league in May as directed by FIFA because of the 2018 World Cup. Do you share the same opinion, or you think that we should go on with our league and maybe stop it midway, finish with the World Cup and come over and continue?
Adela, I remember when they met at the Cape Coast for the summit. I know that as a team, my chairman suggested that at least they should try and play some league, some type of competition for we to synchronize with European calendar. But I don't know what came out of that submission presented by my chairman there. But we came back to decide to go on and organize the league and play the league. We all know FIFA have a deadline for us, which we all must obey. And then look at the league features, or the World Cup features, it's 3 and 7. That tells you that in the league match day, it's very difficult for us to play. So why don't we go that way? And I always say that the executive members are club members. At least we have 6 Premier League clubs, if you want people there. They take our decision. And the DLB is provided with 18 members. And I know they are 14 above. They know how frustrating it is at the moment. So we don't need to discuss this on air for somebody to tell somebody that we should go this way. We are club members. We are frustrated. Our coaches are frustrated. And playing a league after 7 months and still not kick off, that tells you that it's rough. And I know that this question asks about the Novelty League. I know clubs have proposed that. I can tell you that I had a separate meeting with the WAFA president Brooklyn in different business, and we came up with that it's better that way because World Cups are around the corner. And other club members to share the same view of so I believe that as far as this suggestion is coming out, by 15th and after 15th, I know meetings of committees will be held and we will have a good proposal so that we can abide with it.
All right, thank you for your time here. Because of want of time, we can't continue with this interview, but thanks so much. We've been dwelling and looking at the possible ways forward for the start of the Ghana Premier League. The next they are going to court is on the 15th of March. All right, it's all tuning to Love 99.5 FM program is Sports Flash, and just to say a big thank you to Prestige Capital Limited, to Tabia Herbal Capsules, and also to Rockman and Pakum. Rockman for sexual weakness, and then Pakum say Achesa. All right, so let's continue now and let's do some athletics. And the president of the Ghana Olympic Committee has expressed satisfaction with preparations of our sportsmen and women ahead of this year's Commonwealth Games. Ben Nuno Mensah feels this will improve their chances of winning medals at the Games in Australia.
Ghanaians expect that we'll do better than we did in Glasgow, and that is what it has to be. Myself, the minister, anybody associated with the games, anybody associated with the athlete preparation, I think we don't have any choice. We have to do better. I can say confidently that I'm very impressed with our preparation for this current Commonwealth Games compared to what we did for Glasgow. We've been very lucky. Most of our athletes are based outside. For instance, weightlifting, I have 2 of my athletes in the US. I have 1 in the UK. Okay, the other one is locally based. So I think that we're getting the best of technical support. We're getting the best of training facilities for athletes, especially those who are based outside. And with the local preparation and with the ministry and the NSA coming in to give a bit of support, I think that things have been done much better than we did for Glasgow.
Now, Ben Nuno Mensah gave a further insight of kits for the athletes and some other stuff. Let's take a listen.
As you're aware, the Deputy Minister and the team just got back from Australia not too long ago. They made arrangements for our pre-games campaign. I think in a few days' time, payment will be made for the facilities that we secured. The GOC has already paid for accommodation for our dignitaries, and so that has been sorted out. Kitting is being done by the Logistics Subcommittee, which is chaired by the President for BAD meeting, and I believe that things are being done so that as quickly as possible, or maybe just when we get to the pre-games championship, all our kits and kitting will be given to the individual athletes. I believe that that's what the subcommittees focus, and that's what we are working towards.
All right, so that was Ben Nuno Mensah there. He is the president for the Ghana Olympic Committee. Now, the final one for the local scene. Youth and Sports Minister Isaac Asiama has cut the sword for the commencement of rehabilitation work on the $4 million Azuma Nelson Sports Complex in Accra. The MP for Chimampunia spoke to the press after the ceremony.
Yeah, as the consultant demonstrated here, you already know the facilities. FIFA standard pitch is going to be put here. We are going to have multi-purpose sports facilities taking care of about 16 sporting disciplines. The swimming pool and all those things will be provided. You saw the multi-purpose hall and also the hostel. The hostel will also be given a facelift to ensure that we can also host our national teams here. So all these things are here for youth development. That is our focus. And youth and sports are bedfellows. So once you are developing sporting facilities, obviously those beneficiaries will be young people. So that is why, for me, we are going to name it Azuma Nelson Youth and Sports Center, because many young people will benefit from this infrastructure that we are providing. We are committing about 80 million Ghana cedis, that's about $4 million to this project.
All right, so that was Youth and Sports Minister Isaac Asiama there for you. Now to the foreign world, and we'll bring you a story from England, where after hours of hard work, the Emirates Stadium pitch has finally been cleared of snow, with Arsenal confirming their game against Man City is on, and the game will kick off at 7:45 p.m. later this evening. And remember that we are bringing you live commentary here on this game, kind courtesy Prestige Capital, Tabia Herbal Capsules, as well as Rockman and Pakum. All right, now the ground staff have been working throughout Thursday to clear away the snow brought by Siberian storms blown over from Russia, known as the Beast from the East. The club requested release pictures of the before and after, with the pitch initially completely white, but thanks to heat lamps along with the good old-fashioned shovels and manpower, eventually restored green, albeit any spores of ice still visible. And so that game will be coming on later this evening. But then let's stay in the camp of Arsenal, because reports coming in the Daily Mail says that the Hoffenheim manager, Julian Nagelsmann, has emerged as another contender to replace Arsene Wenger at Arsenal as Arsenal manager. The Sports Bill reported on Monday that Arsenal have drawn up a short list of bosses who will replace Wenger if his 22-year reign finishes at the end of the season. No, it can't finish at the end of the season because he signed a 2-year contract, so it should be next season rather. Now, Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers and Germany's chief Joachim Löw are on the list, and according to the Star, so is the 30-year-old Nagelsmann. He became the youngest manager in Bundesliga history, age 28, when he took over at Hoffenheim in February 2016. And finally, Neymar made it to Brazil this morning, but he arrived at the airport in a wheelchair for surgery with his broken foot, and now there are concerns that he could even face race to be fit for the World Cup this summer. The Brazilian required help from an airport assistant upon landing in Rio de Janeiro and was seen with his right ankle strapped while being pushed through the terminal. Neymar will soon travel to Belo Horizonte, where he will have surgery on his injury, which he sustained last weekend in a league game for his club, that is in Paris Saint-Germain. And finally, if you are as big a sporting fan as I am, then it's time you tried one of Betway's weekly jackpots. Every week, there's over 10 million Ghana cedis on the line just waiting to be won with bonus prizes. And you get to decide how your dreams come true. Correct score or match result, Betway has 3 different jackpots for you to choose from. And with multi-line betting, you can add even more combinations to your picks. So what are you waiting for? Take your shot at being the next Betway millionaire. Visit www.betway.com.gh and register today. Betway, bet the responsible way. All right, so that'll be it for sports here. But later on Drive Talk, let's see what's up. And it says that I dated a lady back in senior high school. My name is DELALI, and God willing, we are back tomorrow.
for the best of motivation.
God knows how to bring your dreams to pass.
News, solutions to problems, music.